Don't take the next step. Go big, go big. So I had this inspiring conversation with my friend Aaron earlier this week about thinking big. And we were talking about business, life, and where he stands, where I stand. And it became so apparent that we constantly need a reminder to think bigger. I think that's really helpful. And actually, like my life philosophy is big life, because I think we have this one life given to us, and the only reasonable thing to do is to make it a big life, to explore, to really stretch yourself to what you want to do. It can be anything. You don't need to become a billionaire or win a gold medal. That's not the point. It's about deliberately choosing what you think is a life well spent. And so don't take the next step. What do I mean with this? I think it's very reasonable on your way, on your journey in life to think about the next step. So what's the best next step for me? And people surrounding you, they also agree, oh yeah, you should take the next step. But as it turns out, that's not how things work. That's not how any of the people that we admire, that I personally admire, that's not how any of them got to where they were. Because there's nothing reasonable about becoming a successful entrepreneur. There's nothing reasonable about winning a gold medal, becoming a world champion, a great artist, you name it. It's not reasonable. It's utterly unreasonable. It's unlikely. And so by being reasonable, you're probably not going to get there. That makes no sense. Like doing the reasonable, the normal, and expecting this crazy abnormal results. Let's take Tiger Woods, for example. This little kid, son of a war veteran, had this dream of becoming the best golfer in the world, and he actually did. Like, he arguably is the greatest golfer of all times, one of the best paid athlete of all times, and there's nothing reasonable. Like, I grew up being a golfer, and myself and all the people surrounding me, many of whom became golf stars, it wasn't reasonable. It's not like there's someone going around and say, oh yeah, you Bernhard, it makes total sense for you to achieve all this. That's not how it works. It was them. It was their surrounding deciding what they want to be, seeing what they could be. And that's the entire point that I want to make in this video, is step into the version. What about stepping into the version that you wish to be? What about feeling, tasting, touching that reality and growing into that? Like, not like we tend to just see our surroundings, see maybe the competition for especially on social media. I mean, if you look, everyone is so good, is so polished and everything, and then we start to put ourselves in some shelves. Okay, I'm here, they're here. How do I close the gap? Makes total sense, logical. But if you go by that, you limit yourself tremendously. That's what I argue here. Like, if you just focus on the next step, okay, how can I close this gap? You're not really being that person that you want to be. You're just being the next step person. And so by doing so, you're not only not developing this thinking, this living, this everything that actually will get you to that place, but you're limiting yourself. You think in the box, you think in that little shelf that you put yourself in, and you will bump against the walls maybe eventually, and only then you allow yourself to go to the next and to the next. And so I think it's tremendously helpful to skip all that and to really work on falling in love with that person that you want to be, falling in love with the circumstances that you want to have. Like, start to think like that person that you want to be. And it's actually much easier than you would think, right? Like this exercise when you're a little stuck and you say, hey, what would Elon Musk say in this circumstance? What would he think? Or like, what would a person that does this and that now think? Like, all of a sudden you step out of your head and you get answers, which is crazy, but it works. And the same thing works with you stepping into that person that you want to be, that circumstances, and feeling, tasting, touching them, walking like that person you want to be, talk like that person, interact with that person, you know? There's this thought experiment. So you win 200 million in the lottery, absurd amount, right? And you want it. It's all good. You're gonna get it, but it's gonna take a few weeks till they wire the money. How are you gonna walk around, talk, think in the next 2-3 weeks, even though there's no more money in your bank account, but you know it's coming? And that's kind of the mentality, right? Like, if you start really connecting with that vision, that big vision of yourself, and you start believing that it's coming, and it's not more. Like, none of the people we see and admire, it wasn't more for them. It was a belief, and then they made it reality. Very rarely was it, okay, I'm gonna do one step after the other, and then it just happens to be. They have big visions, they have big dreams, and they're not afraid of them. They're not gonna let other people talk them out of them. They think big, and then they grow into those shoes. And that's how they do it, and that's how I want to do it. And the cool thing is, that's how everyone can do it. There's nothing keeping you from that. And so I think it's really helpful to catch yourself when you're thinking small, maybe, or to just right now think about your life, think about how you think about your life, how you think about your next steps, your opportunities, and think, what would that look like if I would think big? Like, how big could this be? How big could I think? And actually AI can help you with that also. Like, I did the exercise, hey, describing my situation, and then ask it, hey, you're a life coach, you're a business coach, whatever, help me think big. Help me to blow this up. How big could I think? And you will be surprised that the things that you come up with and that AI might come up with, they feel good. They seem achievable, maybe even, and they just feel good. And so why not pursue them? And I think what's really important is, like, a big life, living a big life, which is my mantra. It can mean anything. It can be the best dad you want to be, the best wife, the best husband, whatever it is. You don't need to become a millionaire, a billionaire, an entrepreneur, all that. That's not what it is about. It's what you think would be a spectacular life, and a life that you would really enjoy. And yeah, I think that's the thought. Thinking bigger than the next step, thinking bigger than your current box, and being aware of that all the people you admire in any field, they were thinking big, and they let nothing come in between that, and then they realized that vision. And that's how it works. I believe so. I think there's millions of cases that prove it. And so I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, give me a like. Let's discuss it in the comments. I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.